Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed the problems related to tangents and normals, that is related to the tangent at the particular point, that is S1 equal to 0, normal at the particular point, that is the line joining of CP, okay, and the chord joining of the 2 points theta 1 comma theta 2, again the area of the triangle formed by the tangent and a normal at that point. All those type of problems we discussed in the previous class. Now let us see the new concept related to chord of contact. What is the chord of contact? How to obtain the equation of chord of contact? When it is obtained, for which type of points we can draw the chord of contact? That means the point is whether outside or inside or on the circle, at what time the chord of contact defined. And let us see the definition of the pole and polar. Why the equation of the chord of contact and equation of polar and the tangent at particular point, there are three equations, that is S1 equal to 0 as same. Why we have to discuss here. And what are conjugate points? How to obtain the conjugate points to the circle? When you are saying they are called conjugate points, and what are conjugate lines, we have to discuss in this session. Okay. Chord of contact. What is the chord of contact? It is not chord. Chord of contact. This is defined for a point with respect to a circle. Your point must and should be outside of the circle. Then only the chord of contact is defined. So, the chord of contact is defined in this manner. Let us see. Consider any point which is outside of my circle. This is the point P. This is your circle. Your point is outside to the circle. How many tangents can you draw? 2 tangents can be drawn from P to the circle. These are the 2 tangents. How many point of contacts will arise now? These are the 2 points of contacts. Now join these 2 points, you get some line. That secant line is called chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. You may extend this one. This is the chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. What is the definition here? P is any external point to the circle, S is equals to 0. This is any circle, S is equals to 0. You can draw 2 tangents from P to the circle. So these 2 tangents touches the circle at these points A comma B say. Then the secant line through A comma B is called chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. So this is called chord of contact. Chord of contact is defined for external point to the circle. Very simple experiment. That is, the point P is an external point to the circle, S is equals to 0. P and PB are pair of tangents drawn from P to the circle, touches the circle at A and B. Then the secant line through A comma B is called the chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. This is the definition of the chord of contact. Understand? So your point must and should be outside. It is a very simple experiment. Draw the tangents through that point, touches the circle at 2 points A and B say. Just the secant line through A comma B to the circle is called chord of contact of point P with respect to the circle. The definition, immediately you are in a position to find its equation. So chord of contact of circle is not meaning. Chord of contact of some point with respect to the circle is meaningful. Understand? Now this is the corresponding diagram to this one. Okay. Now let us see the equation of chord of contact of the point P x1 y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 is what now? S1 is equal to 0. We have to find out the equation of chord of contact of your point is what now? P x1 comma y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0. This is the circle S is equal to 0. Is S1 equal to 0? This is the secant line. Not a chord, it is the secant line. This is the equation. We are going to show that S1 equal to 0. Already we discussed that the tangent at x1 comma y1 to the circle is also S1 equal to 0. Why all these equations is same, that is S1 equal to 0, we will discuss within few minutes. Okay, we have to show that the equation of chord of contact of x1 comma y1 with respect to the circle s equal to 0, its equation is s1 equal to 0. We are going to prove now. So px1 comma y1 is external point to the circle s is equal to 0. P and PB are two tangents drawn from P to the circle, touches the circle at A and B, say. Suppose the coordinates of A are x2 comma y2 and coordinates of B are what? x3 comma y3, say. Now we are going to find out the equation of AB as S1 is equals to 0. We have to show that the equation of line joining of AB is S1 equal to 0. My dear students, at this point A, what is the equation of tangent to this circle? S2 equal to 0. By definition of the tangent at the point. Tangent at x1, y1 is what? S1 equal to 0. S2 is what now? S2 is equal to 0. S2 means what, my dear students? S2 is nothing but xx2 plus yy2 plus g times of x plus x2 plus f times of y plus y2 plus c is equals to 0. This is what? Equation of tangent at A to the circle. This tangent passing through what? x1 comma y1. Your tangent is passing through the point x1 comma y1. We mean x1 x2 plus y1 y2 plus g times of x1 plus x2 plus f times of y1 plus y2 plus c equal to 0. What it means? It means s12 equal to 0. It is the condition s12 equal to 0. So the tangent at A to the circle passing through your point P, we have the condition s12 equal to 0. Similarly, the tangent at B to the same circle passing through x1 comma y1, we get s13 equal to 0 or not? What is the tangent at B? S3 is equals to 0. S3 equal to 0 passing through x1 y1, from the figure itself we have s13 equal to 0. So this is the another condition. These are the two properties achieved by you itself from the figure. Okay, these are the two properties. You can use these two things at any time, anywhere. So keep one side. These are the two conditions. Now I am going to consider S1 is equals to 0. I am going to consider the equation S1 equal to 0. Consider. If we show that S1 equal to 0 is a linear equation in x and y, and it is passing through both the points A and B, is over or not? Yes. So what is your S1 equal to 0? S1 means xx1 plus yy1 plus g times of x plus x1 plus f times of y plus y1 plus c equal to 0. This is S1 equal to 0. Clearly it is a linear equation in x and y, always represents a straight line. This is always represents a straight line. Now my question is it passing through x2 y2 or not? Because when you substitute x2 y2 in S1 equal to 0, what happened? S12 is equals to 0. Is it clear or not? S12 is equal to 0 already we obtained. Now my question is it S1 equal to 0 passing through B or not? Yes. If you substitute B in S1, what we get? S12. S13 here. S13. Is it S13 0 or not? Yes. Already we obtained. 0. This is the line S1 equal to 0 passing through my both points x2 comma y2 and x3 comma y3. So it represents a straight line and also satisfies these 2 points A and B. So can I take the equation of AB as S1 equal to 0 or not? Yes, we can easily take the equation of chord of contact, that is AB, as S1 equal to 0. In this manner we can prove the theorem. So the equation of chord of contact of Px1y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 is always S1 equal to 0. So how to draw the chord of contact? Just consider any point. P is any point outside of the circle. Then draw two tangents from P to the circle. You have the 2 points of contacts. You just join these 2 points of contacts, we get some line. This is called chord of contact. What is its equation now? S1 equal to 0, your point is x1 comma y1. If your point is x2 comma y2, you have S2 equal to 0. So, at the point x1 y1 is s1 equal to 0. The equation of chord of contact of p x1 y1 is also s1 equal to 0. See here, this is the circle. Your point on the circle, this is the tangent equation s1 equal to 0. Here your point is outside of the circle, even though its equation, this is the chord of contact, this equation is also s1 equal to 0. Why these two equations are same? Let us see within 10 minutes. Note that the chord of contact of point P with respect to a circle is always perpendicular to line joining of CP. What is C? Center of the circle. P is the given point. Then the chord of contact is always perpendicular to line joining of CP. How to obtain this one? This is the circle. Some P is there. You can draw two tangents from P to the circle. What is the definition of chord of contact? Join these 2 points of contact, you get this chord of contact. What you are going to show? The chord of contact is always perpendicular to line joining of CP, where C is the center of the circle. What is the center of the circle here? Minus G comma minus F for S equal to 0. Consider the circle SCG equal to 0. Your point is say Px1 comma y1. What is the slope of CP now? Slope of CP is equal to y1 plus f by x1 plus g. This is say m1. Okay. What is the chord of contact equation for x1 comma y1 to the circle? That is s1 equal to 0. What is our s1? xx1 plus yy1 plus g times of x plus x1 plus f times of y plus y1 plus c is equal to 0. We mean x1 plus g into x plus y1 plus f into y plus gx1 plus fy1 plus c equal to 0. Am I correct or not? This is s1 equal to 0. What is its slope now? Its slope m2 is equals to minus of x1 plus g by y1 plus f. m1, m2. Next one. The area of the triangle formed by the chord of contact of Px1 comma y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 and its corresponding tangent is r into s11 whole to the power of 3 by 2 whole divided by s11 plus r square. You are going to prove that. So, what you have to find? Area of the triangle formed by what? Chord of contact of Px1 y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 and its corresponding tangents. Corresponding tangents we mean we are defining the chord of contact for a point with respect to a circle. We are drawing two tangents from P to the circle. That is why those two tangents are called corresponding tangents of that chord of contact. Okay. You have to show that the area is r into s11 whole to the power of 3 by 2 by s11 plus r square. Let us try to draw the diagram. This is the circle. This is your point P which is outside. Then only we can draw the chord of contact. Draw the tangents from P to the circle. These are the two tangents. They touches the circle at A comma B respectively as shown in this figure. This is the point P. These are the two tangents drawn from P to the circle. Touches the circle at A and B. What is the chord of contact? The secant line through A comma B is your chord of contact. This is the chord of contact. You may extend this one also. This is the chord of contact. We have to find out the area of the triangle formed by the chord of contact and corresponding tangents. Okay, this is the diagram. So, you are going to find out this area of the triangle. How to find this area? This is the center of the circle. If you join here to here, this is what now? Radius. Let theta be the angle between the pair of tangents PA and PB, say. PA and PB, say. Now join C to P. What is the angle now? It is bisected, therefore the angle is theta by 2. From this figure, what is tan theta by 2 now? Tan theta by 2 is equals to R by root S11. What is the length of tangent here? Root S11. Tan theta by 2 is equals to R by root S11. Now from the properties of triangles, what is the area of the triangle PAB when we know the angle between the two sides and length of the sides? Area of triangle is equal to half PA into PB into sine of angle APB. Half PAPB into sine of angle APB, that is area of the triangle. What is your PAPB? That is equals to half of PA is nothing but root S11, PB is also nothing but root S11. Your angle PAB, that is APB, angle APB is nothing but theta sine theta. This is nothing but half S11 into sine theta. This is your delta. We have to find the value of sine theta. We know tan theta by 2. Can you know the relation between sine theta and tan theta by 2 or not? What is your sine theta? 2 tan theta by 2 by 1 plus tan square theta by 2. This is nothing but half S11 into 2 tan theta by 2 by 1 plus tan square theta by 2. You just substitute the value of tan theta by 2 here itself, your job is over. So half of S11 into, what is tan theta by 2? R by root S11. 2 into R by root S11 whole divided by 1 plus tan square theta by 2, R square by S11. 2 gets cancelled. S11 into R by root S11 whole divided by S11 plus R square by S11. This root S11 cancel out root S11 times. This S11 becomes to the numerator. Then the value becomes R into root S11 into S11. We mean S11 whole power 3 by 2. Whole divided by S11 plus R square. This is your required area of the triangle formed by the chord of contact of point P with respect to the circle S is equal to 0 to its corresponding tangents. So your point is outside, two tangents can be drawn. At that point A and B, the tangents touches. Then we have to find out the area of triangle PAB by using this formula itself. The area of the triangle is half PAPB sine theta. Sine theta you have to convert it in terms of tan theta by 2 because you have tan theta by 2 as R by root S11 because this angle is 90 degrees. Already we know well-known formula, that is 1. Therefore, delta is equal to half into S11 into sine theta. Keep the value of tan theta by 2 here itself. We obtain area of triangle formed by the chord of contact and its corresponding tangents is what now? R into S11 whole to the power of 3 by 2 by S11 plus R square. Thank you. Okay, the next concept is pole-polar. This is very important definition. Try to understand this one. There is no confusion, but students may feel a little bit of difficulty in this definition itself. Let us try to do the definition very carefully. See here. How to define pole and polar with respect to a circle. Okay, now consider a circle. This is any circle and this is any point in the plane of circle. The point may be outside or inside or on the circle, whatever it may be. So I am going to define polar for this point with respect to a circle. Polar is defined for a point with respect to a circle. Polar of circle is meaningless. Polar is defined for a point with respect to a circle. We are going to find out. So, the experiment is we have to draw the secant lines through this point to the circle. Understand? This is my point P. I am going to draw the secants through this point to the circle as shown in this figure. How many secants can you draw? You can draw infinite number of secants through this point to the circle. Through this point to the circle. So, for my sake of convenience to diagram neatly, that is why I am drawing only 2 secants. So, you can draw infinite number of secants through this point to the circle. Now, every secant intersects the circle at 2 points. Every secant, this is the first secant, intersects the circle at these 2 points. And this is the another secant, intersects the circle at this another 2 points. Now, let us draw the tangents at their points of intersections. Draw the tangents to the circle at the points of intersections of chords through our point P. Okay, this is the tangent drawn at this point. This is the another tangent drawn at this point. So, these two intersect at this point. Again, I am going to draw the tangents at these points. And this is the another tangent drawn from the point to the circle. So, we are draw the tangents, pair of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords which are passing through your point. So, you get this type of points of intersections. You collect all such type of points, you get some locus. That locus is called polar of P with respect to the circle. So, polar is defined for a point with respect to a circle. Understand? You collect all such type of points, you get some locus. This is the locus of the point P with respect to the circle. My dear students, remember that there is no locus inside of the circle here, because there is no point of intersection. There is no point of intersection of tangents inside of the circle. So, the entire locus will be outside to the circle here itself. In this case, my dear students, when the point is outside, in this case. So, this is the polar like this. Here, this one and this. In this manner, we get the locus. If you draw another secant line through this point, this is the secant line. They intersect the circle at these points. Again, you can draw the tangents at this point to the circle. They intersect in this manner. This is also my point on the locus. So, you can build up in this manner the locus of point P with respect to the circle. So, consider any point. This is my circle. Consider any point in the plane of circle. The experiment is what now? Draw the secant lines through the given point P to the circle. This is one of the secant line. This is another secant line. You can draw infinite number of secant lines through that point to the circle. Every secant line intersects the circle at 2 points. Draw the tangents at their points of intersections. This is the one of the point of intersection of tangents. Draw the tangents at these 2 points of intersections as shown in this figure. This is the another point of intersection. So, collect all such type of points, you get some locus. This locus is nothing but polar of P with respect to the circle. So, collect all these points, you get some locus. In this manner, there is no point of intersections inside of the circle. That is why the locus is in this manner. This is the polar of point P with respect to circle. With respect to the circle. Now, point P is called pole. This point P is called pole. Here, this is pole of the polar with respect to the circle. The locus is called what now? Polar. So, when you understand the diagram for the definition of the pole and polar or not? So, to write the polar of point with respect to circle, the first thing is you have to draw the secants through that point. Every secant intersects the circle at 2 points. You have to draw the tangents at their extremities of the chord formed by the secant line with the circle. So, these are the 2 points of intersection for this secant line. Draw the tangents at these extremities, you get some point of intersection. You collect all such type of points of intersections, you get some locus. That locus is called polar of the point P with respect to the circle. With respect to the circle. Remember, my dear students, P is the pole of some line with respect to circle, then that line L equal to 0 is polar of P with respect to the circle, same. That is the same circle. So L equal to 0 is polar of P with respect to a circle, then P is pole of line L equal to 0 with respect to the same circle S equal to 0. So L equal to 0 is polar of some point P with respect to a circle. We mean P is pole of the same line L equal to 0 with respect to the same circle S is equals to 0. This is the definition of the pole and polar for a circle. Pole is defined for a line with respect to circle. Polar is defined for a point with respect to circle. How can you say that the polar is a straight line? Let us just within a minute we can try to prove that the polar is a straight line. Okay, polar of point with respect to a circle is a straight line. Let us try to prove now. This is the definition. Note that the point may be outside or inside or on the circle. Whatever it may be, we can define the polar of a point with respect to a circle. Understand? This is the diagram. I hope that all of you understand this diagram. So let P be any point in the plane of circle S is equal to 0. The locus of point of intersection of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords through the given point. The locus of point of intersection of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords through the given point is called polar of P with respect to the circle. Here P is called pole of the polar with respect to the same circle. This is the definition of the polar of a point with respect to the circle. See here, P be any point in the plane of circle S equal to 0, that may be outside or inside or on the circle. Now, the locus of point of intersection of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords through the given point P is called polar of P. Chord means the chord formed by the secants through the given point with respect to the circle. This is the definition of the pole and polar. The corresponding point P is called pole. This locus is called polar. This is polar and the corresponding point is what now? Pole. Understand? Next. Once if you have a definition, immediately you get some theorem. We know that the equation of polar of P x1 y1 with respect to circle S equal to 0 is S1 equal to 0. Here the formula is also S1 equal to 0. Already we proved that the tangent at x1 comma y1 to the circle S equal to 0 is what? S1 equal to 0. What is the equation of chord of contact of P x1 comma y1 with respect to circle S equal to 0? That is also S1 equal to 0. Here the theorem, that is the polar of P x1 y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 is also S1 equal to 0. Why? These three are three different stories. Why we have the same equation S1 equal to 0? Let us complete after completion of this theorem, we can get all these solutions. Why we are getting all these having S1 is equals to 0. Understand? First of all, we have to prove that the polar of x1 comma y1 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 is S1 is equals to 0. First of all, we are going to prove that the theorem S1 is equal to 0. What is that? We are going to find the polar of Px1 y1 with respect to the circle. We have to find out the equation of polar. Polar is defined for what? Points. With respect to what? Circle. Understand? Right? The point may be either outside or inside or on the circle also. So your circle is like this. S is equal to 0 is your circle. We are going to find out the polar of the point. Suppose my point is here. The point P is here. We are going to find out the polar of P with respect to the circle. So what is the experiment? We have to draw the secant lines through the point P to the circle. So this is one of my secant line through the point P intersects the circle at these points. So after then what we have to do? Draw the tangents at the points of intersections to the circle. This is the one of the tangent. This is the another tangent as shown in this figure. So this is the point of intersection. This is my one of the point on the locus. Understand? That is my point. We are going to find out the locus of that point. We get some locus. That is, you have to show that its equation as S1 is equals to 0. This is the corresponding diagram to this theorem. Understand? Okay. Now, we are going to find out the locus of this point P. You may get in this manner. So this portion is not happen because the point is outside. There is no point of intersection of tangents in between the circle. That's why you get locus as in this manner. We are going to show that it is S1 is equal to 0. Already we know that S1 equal to 0 represents a linear equation in X and Y, always represents a straight line. Okay. Now, see my dear students, the experiment starts here. We are drawing one secant line through this point to the circle that intersect at these 2 points, and we draw the tangents at these extremities. They meet at this point here. Such type of points are infinity by changing the secant line itself. So suppose the secant line is in this manner, the points of intersections will be like this, tangents point of intersection. This is also one of the point of intersection of the tangents drawn at the extremities of chords through the secant line through the point P here. This is another point Q. So you have to collect all such type of points. You get some locus that is called what now? Polar of the point P. Okay. Now, my dear students, now my question is, this is the point P. Suppose this is AB. For P, AB is what? With respect to P, AB is what? AB is chord of contact of P with respect to the circle or not? My question is, AB is what now? From figure, AB is chord of contact of P with respect to the it is P itself, Q. Chord of contact of Q with respect to the circle. Suppose your point is what now? P x1 comma y1. Q is the point here, the point of intersection of tangents drawn at the extremities of chord. So AB is what now? Chord of contact of Q. Suppose the coordinates of Q say h comma k. This may be taken as R. Chord of contact of Q with respect to the circle. Now, what is the equation of chord of contact? All of you know that the chord of contact equation is S1 equal to 0 with respect to the point h comma k. Chord of contact equation is what? S1. That is different from this S1. S1 with respect to the point h comma k. So, equation of AB is what now? Equation of AB is S1 with respect to h comma k. X1 we mean hx plus ky plus g times of x plus h plus f times of y plus k plus c equal to 0. Remember carefully, this is the chord of contact of that point q h comma k with respect to that circle. Similarly, this is the chord of contact of this point with respect to the circle. You write the equation of chord of contact with respect to the point h comma k. Chord of contact of the point h comma k with respect to this circle. This is S1 is equal to 0. Now my this chord of contact passing through what? X1 y1. It satisfies x1 y1. That is why replace x by x1 and y by y1. We get it is passing through x1 comma y1 implies what happened? hx1 plus ky1 plus g times of x1 plus h plus f times of y1 plus k plus c equal to 0. This is the condition for all h comma k. Am I correct or not? Now can you write the locus of h comma k or not? This is the locus. Locus of q is nothing but your polar of p, not locus of p. P is your fixed point. It is given point. So therefore locus of h comma k is what now? Locus of h comma k is hx plus ky, sorry, xx1, we are writing the locus for h comma k, xx1 plus yy1 plus g times of x plus x1 plus f times of y plus y1 plus c equal to 0. x1 plus y1 plus g into x plus x1 plus f into y plus y1 plus c equal to 0. What is this? This is s1 equal to 0 of the point x1 comma y1 with respect to the circle. So what is its equation now? s1 equal to 0. This is the way to prove the theorem. The polar of p x1 comma y1 with respect to circle s equal to 0 is s1 equal to 0. Only the idea is here, this line AB is chord of contact of that point P with respect to the circle. You write the equation of chord of contact and substitute simply the point x1, y1, write the locus of h comma k, we get the required equation as s1 is equals to 0. So what is polar equation? s1 equal to 0 of what? x1, y1 with respect to what? Circle s is equals to 0. Okay. Now let us observe some of the note. Note 1. P is outside of the circle s is equals to 0. P is the point. If it is outside of the circle, then polar of P with respect to the circle s equal to 0 is coincides with the chord of contact of P with respect to the same circle. Same circle, s is equals to 0. This is the note 1. Suppose your point is outside. To define the polar of some point that may be inside or outside or on the circle, whatever it may be. Suppose my point is outside of the circle, I am saying that the polar of P is always coincides with the chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. See here, this is the corresponding diagram. Let us see. This is the circle, s equal to 0. This is my point which is outside to the circle, and draw secant lines through the point P to the circle. These are the secant lines drawn from P to the circle. Suppose this is my point P, say. What is the experiment? We have to draw the tangents at the extremities of chords through the circle. These are the chords, tangents to the circle drawn at the extremities of chords A, B, say. Similarly, you can draw the tangents at the extremities of the another chord formed by this secant line through this point P. Suppose this is C comma D, say. So in this manner you can draw the pair of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords through the given point P to the circle. Okay, this is the diagram, related diagram. What is my polar now? You collect all such type of points, you get some locus. So the locus is like this. A pair of ray disconnected with this point, portion. Okay. This is the polar of point P. Your point is what? Outside of the circle. Now we are going to show that this polar coincides with the chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. How to draw the chord of contact of P with respect to the circle? What is meant by chord of contact? Draw the tangents through the given point. So we have to draw the tangents through this point. This is the tangent. This is the tangent to the circle through this point. I am going to draw the another tangent. Okay. These are the two tangents drawn from P to the circle, touches the circle at these points. So the secant line this is my secant line. This is my secant line through these 2 points. These are the points of contacts of tangents. This is my secant line. At the same time, it is coincides with what? My polar. This is coincides with my polar. Therefore, if your point is outside of the circle, then this is the polar. Coincides with my entire chord of contact. This is the chord of contact. So, the entire secant line is my chord of contact. This is coincides with what? My polar. So, if P is outside of the circle, then polar of P coincides with what? Chord of contact of point P with respect to my circle. Okay, in this manner we can draw the chord of contact and polar of point P with respect to the circle. So suppose this is the circle, this is my point, I would like to draw the polar of P. These are the tangents drawn at the extremities of chords. So these are the points of intersections. You collect all such type of points, you get some locus in this manner. Okay, now to write the chord of contact, draw the tangents through this point. These are the tangents drawn from the point P to the circle. They touches the circle at these points. Join these 2 points. You draw a secant line. That becomes chord of contact. Your chord of contact coincides with what now? Polar of P. This is the case 1. So point P outside of the circle, polar of P coincides with the chord of contact. Sometimes if you want to draw the polar of some point P with respect to circle in problems, you just take the point outside. You just take the point outside of the circle. Your polar is very easy for you. Your polar is nothing but what? Chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. This is your polar. Understand? Because point is outside, your polar coincides with the chord of contact. Can you draw the polar now itself? You draw the secant lines through the point P. Draw the extremities, draw the tangents at the extremities of chords. They meet in this manner. This is the another chord. You draw the tangents at these points. So you get these points of intersections. So your polar coincides with what? My polar. Understand? Suppose if you want to write the polar of some point, if it is outside, you don't need to draw the secant lines, etc., etc. You just draw the chord of contact, itself polar. Point is outside to the circle, your polar is chord of contact of P with respect to the circle. So P outside, the chord of contact will be the polar of P with respect to the circle. Understand? This is the corresponding diagram. See here, this is note number 2. Point is on the circle. Your point on the circle, then polar coincides with the tangent at P. In previous note, what you observed? If point is outside of the circle, polar coincides with the chord of contact. That is why we have the both equations are S1 equal to 0. So polar becomes chord of contact when your point P outside to the circle. So polar and chord of contact are same. Your point is outside of the circle. That is why both equations have same. That is S1 is equals to 0. Suppose your point is on the circle, your polar coincides with what? Tangent at P. So in this manner we have the both equations, tangent at the point and polar of the point are same, that is S1 is equals to 0. That is the mystery behind the S1 is equal to 0, why we are having for 3 concepts, that is tangent at the point P and polar of P and chord of contact of point P. Both have the same equation, that is S1 is equals to 0. Okay. Suppose your point is on the circle, your polar coincides with what? Tangent at that point to the circle. How it happen? Let us see. This is my circle. Now P is any point which is on the circle. What is the experiment to draw the polar of P? You have to draw the secants through that point P to the circle. That is the first thing. So I am going to draw the secant lines through the point P to the circle. You may extend in this manner also. These are the secant lines through the point P to the circle. Next, what you have to do? You have to draw the tangents at the extremities of chords of secants with the circle. So this is one pair and this is the another pair. This is the common point for every secant line through that point. This is the tangent drawn at this extremity and this is the tangent drawn at this another extremity. So this is my one of the point of intersection, say Q1. So the locus of Q1 is what now? Polar of P. Now this is the another secant line. We have to draw the tangents at these extremities. This is the tangent drawn at this point. And what is the tangent at this point itself? It doesn't change. It doesn't change. So next what happened? This is one of the point of intersection. That is the another point of intersection. So this is the diagram related to this one. My dear students, all of you understand these points of intersections lies on what? tangent at P. So the collection of all such type of points is what? Polar of P. This is the polar of P. At the same time, this is the tangent at P. So your point is outside of the circle, then immediately the tangent at P coincident with what now? Polar of P. Polar of P coincides with the tangent at P. This is a tangent at P is same as polar of P. Polar of P with respect to the circle. Here the main magic is the tangent drawn at this point is itself a common tangent to every pair of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords of the circle. Drawn at the extremities of chords of the circle. This is one chord. This is the another chord. If you want to draw a chord like this, this is the tangent. The tangent is itself. So all the points of intersections intersect on what? All the points of intersections lies on the tangent at P. That is why your polar coincides with the tangent at P. If you take the chord here itself, draw the tangent at these extremities, the tangent is itself. There is no change. So the point of intersection again on your tangent at P. So all the points of intersections lies on your tangent at P. The collection of all points of such type of intersections gives the polar of P. So polar of P coincides with the tangent at P in this case. So in this case, the polar passing through pole. The corresponding point is called what now? Pole. So when the polar passing through pole, we mean if the point is lies on the circumference of circle, then polar passing through the pole. This is the second case. See the next case. This is note number 3. If the point inside of the circle, then polar of P with respect to the circle S equal to 0 neither touch nor intersects the circle. Point is outside, polar coincident with what? Chord of contact. Point on the circle, your polar coincides with the tangent at P. Now, suppose the point is inside of the circle. Inside of the circle, your polar neither touch nor intersects your circle. How to do this one? Let us draw the figure. This is circle. Now I am considering a point which is inside of the circle. Don't take center. I will explain why we are not taking the center. What is the experiment? Draw the secants through this point P. This is one of the secant line. This is the another secant line through this point P. Next, what you have to do? You have to draw the tangents drawn at the extremities of secants, drawn at the extremities of chords formed by the secants to the circle. That is the full meaning. So this is the chord formed by the secant line through the point P with the circle. So I am going to draw the tangents here. This is the one tangent. This is the another tangent. These are the pair of tangents drawn at the extremities. Okay. Suppose say it is Q1. Next, what you have to do? This is the another pair of points of intersections. You have to move the tangents at these points. This is the one of the tangent. This is the another tangent. See here, this is the another point of intersection, say Q2. So collect all such type of points of intersections. What you get? This is my locus. What I am saying? Polar is a straight line because S1 equal to 0 is a linear equation in X and Y. Therefore, it always represents a straight line. So, by collecting Q1, Q2, you get in this manner. This is my polar of point P with respect to the circle. So, here P is inside of the circle. Our polar of P completely outside to the circle. It neither touch nor intersects the circle. This is my polar of P. By diagrammatically, we can easily show that is outside to the circle. We can prove this one theoretically also. Suppose your point is inside of the circle. Your polar intersects the circle. What happened? Your polar intersects the circle. I mean that becomes chord of contact. For the chord of contact, the point where the point must and should be outside of the circle. That is contradiction to our assumption that the polar intersects the circle. Understand? Suppose your polar intersects the circle. We mean that becomes chord of contact. At that time, your pole compulsory outside to the circle because the chord of contact is defined for external points. Suppose your polar touches the circle, we mean your point of contact must and should be the pole. but your point is where? It is inside of the circle. That is also contradiction. So our line doesn't touches the circle. What happened? Your line does not intersect the circle. At the same time, your line does not touches the circle. Immediately, your line must and should be outside of the circle when your point be your point inside of the circle. Suppose your point is inside of the circle, then your polar must and should be outside of the circle. This is the important thing, sir. By diagrammatically we can prove this in this manner, or theoretically we can say by using the contradiction method we can prove that the line must and should be outside to the circle when your point is inside. This is pole. So this is polar of P. So what are the conclusions here? Point outside, that becomes chord of contact. Point inside, the entire polar coming outside to the circle. Your point is on the circle, your polar coincides with the tangent at P. Tangent at P. Now let us see the important note, fourth note. Polar of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. This is the thing. Suppose your point is, point may be at anywhere. Suppose your point is the center of the circle, then its polar does not exist with respect to the same circle. With respect to the same circle. Polar of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. Why? Let us see. This is the circle. This is the center of the circle. What is the experiment? You have to draw the secant lines through the given point. What is my given point here? Center of the circle. This is one of the secant line. Observe, my dear students, what is the secant line now? This is the diameter of the circle. Am I correct or not? Any line passing through center of the circle is diameter. You have to draw the tangents at the extremities of this chord formed by the secant line with the circle. So this is the tangent. What is the tangent here? This is the one extremity of the diameter. This is the another extremity of the diameter. Tangents drawn at the extremities of diameter are what? Parallel to each other. This is the another tangent drawn at B to the circle. Understand? These are the two tangents. There is no point of intersection. Is there any point of intersection of the tangents? What is the locus? Locus of point of intersection of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords through your given point is called polar of P. Is there any point of intersection? These are parallel lines. Parallel lines do not intersect each other. That is why there is no point of intersection. Therefore, there is no polar of this point P with respect to the circle. So, you have to draw the pair of tangents. Suppose you take another diameter, draw the tangents at the extremities of chords. These are also parallel. They do not intersect. Don't take these 2 points of intersection. Don't take these 2 points of intersection. That is not your locus. You have to draw the locus of point of intersection of tangents drawn at the extremities of chords. So this is another pair of parallel lines. They do not intersect. You may take another chord. You draw the tangents at their extremities. They are also parallel. So you have infinite number of pair of parallel lines. They do not intersect each other. Therefore, there is no point of intersection, no polar with respect to the center of circle. So, polar of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. Understand? This is the way to show that polar of center of circle with respect to same circle does not exist. This is the corresponding diagram to this note. Okay. So, I recall once again, polar, pole, these two are defined for a circle. P be any point in the plane of circle. Draw the secant lines through the point P to the circle. Every secant intersects the circle at 2 points. Draw the tangents at their points of intersections. You get some points of intersections of tangents drawn at their extremities of chords through the point. Collect all such type of points. You get some locus that is called polar of the point P with respect to the circle. Your point is outside of the circle, polar coincides with the chord of contact. On the circle, coincides with tangent at P. Inside of the circle, your polar neither touch nor intersects the circle. The polar of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. These are the things we have discussed here. Next thing, we have to find out the pole of line. What is meant by pole? The point what you have to take in, that is called pole. So let P be the fixed point, let P be any point in the plane of circle we are taken. That point is called pole of your corresponding polar with respect to the circle. Pole is defined for a line with respect to circle. Polar is defined for a point with respect to the circle. Understand? Pole of circle, polar of circle, they are meaningless. So pole of line Lx plus My plus N equal to 0 with respect to the circle S equal to 0 is minus G plus R square L by Lg plus Mf minus N comma minus F plus R square M by Lg plus Mf minus N. So we are going to find out the pole of that line with respect to this circle. We are going to find out the pole of the line with respect to my circle S. Suppose to prove this one, let Px1 comma y1 be the pole, say. Let Px1 comma y1 be pole of your line. What is your line? Lx plus My plus N equal to 0 with respect to S equal to 0. This is equation number 1. For 1, x1, y1 is pole. But what is the polar of Px1, y1 with respect to the same circle? S1 equal to 0. Already we proved. But the equation of polar of Px1, y1, but the equation of polar of Px1, y1 with respect to S equal to 0 is what? S1 equal to 0. Polar of x1, y1 with respect to the circle is what now? S1 equal to 0. S1 means what? That is xx1 plus yy1 plus g times of x plus x1 plus f times of y plus y1 plus c equal to 0. This can be written as x1 plus g times of x plus y1 plus f times of y plus gx1 plus fy1 plus c is equal to 0. Why you are writing in this manner? These two represents the same line. This is the given polar, this is the obtained polar. So this is equation number 2. This is the main step here. Suppose some point is the pole of some line with respect to the circle, that line is the polar of the point with respect to the circle. X is wife of Y with respect to some house, then Y is husband of the X with respect to the same house. With respect to the same house. In this manner, wife and husband like this, per with respect to the house. So, Px1, y1 be the pole, then Lx plus My plus N equal to 0 is your polar, then this line is polar of that point Px1 comma y1. Original polar equation is what now? That is S1 equal to 0. So, both are same. Both represents the same. When two lines represent same equation, that is their corresponding coefficients are proportional. x1 plus g by L is equals to y1 plus f by m is equals to gx1 plus fy1 plus c whole divided by what now? M. From this relation we have to achieve the coordinates x1 comma y1 as like that. So let it be say lambda. From one end equate that to lambda. x1 plus g by L is equal to lambda. What is my x1? x1 is equal to L lambda minus g. What is my y1? y1 is equals to m lambda minus f. Again we have gx1 plus fy1 plus c is equals to n lambda. Substitute x1, y1 values here itself, we can achieve the value of lambda. So g times of x1 means L lambda minus g plus f times of m lambda minus f minus n lambda is equals to 0. See here, lambda times of Lg plus mf minus n is equal to minus g square coming to the right side. What happened? G square plus f square minus c. G square plus f square minus c. Lg plus, this is lambda is equals to r square. Here Lg plus mf minus n. Gx1 plus fy1 plus c by n. See here, gx1 plus fy1 plus c is equals to n lambda. Plus c is also here. Okay, I am substituting x1 comma y1 here itself, we get in this manner. What is the lambda now? Lambda is equals to, what is your g square plus f square minus c? R square. R square by Lg plus mf minus n. Okay. We are substituting the values of x1, y1 here. G times of this, f times of this one, minus n lambda, already plus c is there. I am writing plus c here itself. So, you have the lambda value as r square by Lg plus mf minus n. You just keep the value of lambda here itself, in x1, y1, we get the pole. Understand? See here. What happened? This is your lambda. Substitute lambda here. Your x1 comma y1 becomes, x1 is what? Minus g plus lambda is what? R square by Lg plus mf minus n. L R square L by Lg plus mf minus n, comma y1 is what? Minus f plus R square m, this is m is there, by Lg plus mf minus n. Both are coincident. So in this manner we can prove that the pole of line Lx plus my plus n equal to 0 is what? Minus g plus r square L by Lg plus mf minus n, comma minus f plus r square m by Lg plus mf minus n. Lg plus mf minus n. So this is the pole formula. Suppose your circle is x square plus y square is equals to r square. So g comma f are 0 here. X square plus y square equal to r square is your circle. Then the line is same, that is Lx plus my plus n is equals to 0. Now what is my pole? Minus g comma f becomes 0. R square, L is L itself, by Lg plus mf minus n. What is n here? Minus n. Minus r square L by n, comma minus r square m by n. This is the pole of Lx plus my plus n equal to 0 with respect to the circle. Your circle is here, x square plus y square equal to r square. When the center of the circle is 0 comma 0, this formula becomes in this manner. Minus r square L by n comma minus r square m by n, where r is the radius of the circle, L, m, n are the coefficients of x, y and constants respectively of your polar. Okay. So in this manner we can find the pole of the line with respect to the circle. Pole of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. Suppose if you want to find out the pole of any diameter, does not exist. Center of the circle. Pole of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. Polar. Polar of center of circle with respect to the same circle does not exist. Similarly, pole of any diameter does not exist. Okay. Now, let us see the problem. Find the pole of the line 3x plus 4y minus 45 is equals to 0 with respect to the circle x square plus y square minus 6x minus 8y plus 5 is equals to 0. You can derive the pole by using the method like theorem. let x1 comma y1 be the pole, write the polar equation, compare with that line, and you can achieve the value of lambda, substitute in your x1 minus g plus something is there, you can find the pole in that manner, or you have to use the pole formula itself. Okay, suppose this is a long answer question for you, you may write the polar equation and compare with that one and find the pole. If it is a short answer, you can write the formula. Understand? You may do any method. Here, what is g now? G is the half of x coefficient in the standard form. Your circle is s equal to 0, say it is in the standard form. That is coefficient of x square is coefficient of y square is 1. If it is not, you have to divide with that coefficient. What is g value? That is minus 3. What is f value? Minus 4. What is c value? 5. What is L? Coefficient of x. L is equals to 3, m is equals to 4, n is equals to minus 45. With the help of these things, you have to find out the pole of the line. Pole is obtained by the formula. Pole is equals to minus g plus r square L by Lg plus mf minus n, comma, minus f plus r square m by Lg plus mf minus n. What is the radius of circle now? Radius of the circle r is equals to root of g square plus f square minus c. 9 plus 16 minus 5. 9 plus 16 minus 5, that is root 20, implies r square is equals to 20. Okay, that is equals to minus g, minus of minus, plus 3 plus r square means 20. Okay, L is what now? 3. But you have to find out Lg plus mf minus n also. Lg plus mf minus n. What is the value? Lg, that is minus 9 here. Mf, that is minus 16. Next what? Minus n. Here n is minus 45, minus of minus, plus 45. That is plus 20. By 20. Comma, minus f, that is 4. Plus r square, 20. What is m here? 4. By n is 20. Lg plus mf minus n. Say capital N, that is 20. 20, 20 gets cancelled. Here also 20, 20 gets cancelled. The pole is 6, 8. Pole of the line with respect to the circle is here 6, 8. Note that the polar of point P with respect to circle is always perpendicular to line joining of CP. Line joining of CP. Your point is inside of the circle, your polar completely outside of the circle, and join CP, that is always perpendicular to your polar, because S1 equal to 0 is the line which is always perpendicular to the line joining of CP, because the chord of contact is always perpendicular to line joining of CP. In the same manner, polar is also always perpendicular to the line joining of CP. Understand? So your pole is 6, 8. If you write S1 equal to 0 for 6, 8, automatically we get this equation. 3x plus 4y minus 45 equal to 0. If you write S1 equal to 0, that is 6x plus 8y minus 3 times of x plus 6 minus 4 times of y plus 8 plus 5 equal to 0 gives itself. So if you have pole, you can write the polar. If you have the polar, you can find the pole with respect to the same circle. Okay. See the next question. Find the coordinates of point of intersection of tangents at the points where x plus 4y minus 14 is equals to 0 meets the circle x square plus y square minus 2x plus 3y minus 5 equal to 0. So some circle is there, some line is also given to you. That line intersect your circle at 2 points. Okay. You have to draw the tangents at those 2 points. They intersect at some point. We have to find out that point of intersection. Very simple question. Without knowing this concept, that is very difficult to you. But once if you know this concept, it is very easy for you. See, this is the circle and this is my line. Intersects the circle at these 2 points. These are the points of intersections. I am going to draw the tangents at the extremities. These are the points of intersections. These are the tangents drawn at their extremities of the chords formed by the line and circle. This is the point of intersection. You are going to find out the coordinates of this point P. This is the corresponding diagram. See, my dear students, this is the point outside to the circle. This is clearly chord of contact. Am I correct or not? This is the definition of chord of contact itself. Draw the tangents from the point to the circle. It touches the circle at 2 points. Join them. You get some secant line. That secant line is your chord of contact. Dear students, your point is outside of the circle. It is chord of contact. This chord of contact is polar of that point P or not? Your point is outside of the circle. Your polar coincides with the chord of contact of the circle. So this is nothing but, when it is polar, this becomes what? Pole. This is nothing but pole of this polar with respect to the circle. That is the idea. When it is chord of contact, it becomes polar to this point because the point is outside of the circle. When it is polar, the corresponding point becomes what now? Pole. So we have the line, we have the circle. Can you find the pole in the same manner or not? In the above previous problem, like you can find the pole by using the formula minus g plus r square L by Lg plus mf minus n comma minus f plus r square m by Lg plus mf minus n. What is the value of g here? Minus 1. What is f here? 3 by 2. What is c? Minus 5 by 2. C is minus 5 by 2. Oh, sorry, C. The constant is no need to take half, minus 5. GFC is there. What is L here? L is equals to 1, M is equals to 4, N is equals to minus 14. What is LG plus MF minus N? LG plus MF minus N. Minus 1 plus 3 2s are 6. Minus of minus plus 14, that is 20 minus 1, 19. Lg plus mf minus n is 19. Now what is the radius of the circle? Root of g square 1 plus f square, that is 9 by 4 plus c plus 5, because g square plus f square minus c, minus of that minus plus. Root of g square plus f square minus c is your formula. That is 6 4s are 24. Plus 9 by 4, that is what now? 33. Root of 33 by 4. This is your radius. Radius square is 33 by 4. Now apply the formula. Minus g plus r square L by Lg plus mf minus n, comma, minus f plus r square m by Lg plus mf minus n. That is equals to, what is your minus g? 1 plus what is your r square? 33 by 4. What is your L? 1 by Lg plus mf minus n, that is 19, comma, minus f, that is minus 3 by 2, plus r square 33 by 4, m 4 by n. Your n is 19. 4 4 gets cancelled. The LCM is 38. That is 19 3 is minus 57. Plus this is what now? 233 is 66. This is nothing but 9 by 38. Y coordinate is 9 by 38. Let us see the x coordinate. See here. 4 19s, 76 plus 33 by 76. Okay, LCM is 76. That is nothing but 109 by 76. So a little bit of simple calculation is also there here. The pole is 109 by 76, comma 9 by 38. So your required point is nothing but pole. Suppose if you don't know about this concept, what you have to do? You have to solve the circle and line. You get 2 points. At that points you have to draw the tangents. Those are by forming S1 is equal to 0. You have to write 2 equations and then go for solving those 2 tangents. It is a large process. But once if you know this concept, you can easily find that pole That is your answer. Understand? This is the question. See here, if ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is polar of 1 comma 1 with respect to the circle x square plus y square minus 2x plus 2y plus 1 equal to 0, and HCF of ABC is equal to 1, HCF of ABC is equal to 1, then you have to find out the value of a square plus b square plus c square. Read the question yourself. What is ax plus by plus c equal to 0? It is polar of 1 comma 1 with respect to the circle. But what is polar of 1 comma 1 with respect to your circle s equal to 0? S1 equal to 0. That is from theorem itself. But the polar is given to you as ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Moreover, you have one concept, that is HCF of ABC is 1. They are also given to you. From the information, you have to calculate the value of a square plus b square plus c square. Understand? So, how to do this one? What is given to you? Ax plus given ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Say equation number 1 is polar of px1 comma y1. Of px1 comma y1 is here 1 comma 1 with respect to s equal to 0. This is the circle, say s equal to 0. But polar of p 1 comma 1 with respect to s equal to 0 is what from theorem? S1 is equals to 0. Polar of px1 comma y1 with respect to your circle s equal to 0 is what now? S1 is equals to 0. Can I write S1 equal to 0 for the circle or not? Yes. X1, that is x into 1 plus y into 1 minus g, that is 1 times of x plus 1 plus 1 times of y plus 1 plus c plus 1 equal to 0. See here, minus x plus x gets cancelled, y plus y, 2y is there, minus 1 plus 1 also gets cancelled here, 1 is there, 2y plus 1 equal to 0. This is 0 into x plus 2y plus 1 equal to 0. This is equation number 2. This is obtained polar, this is given polar. Both are same for the point 1 comma 1 with respect to the circle. So, when these two equations represent same line, their corresponding coefficients are proportional. So, comparing these two equations, what we get? A by 0 is equals to b by 2 is equals to c by 1. Actually, a is 0 itself. We have to compare these two things. B by 2 equals c by 1. No problem. You may write a by 0. Let it be say lambda. Ratio is lambda, say. Implies a equals to 0. Actually, in mathematics, in denominator, you don't write 0 itself. By looking the two equations itself, you have to achieve a as 0. Understand? So, for simplification point of view, you may write 0 here. Okay. B is equals to 2 lambda and C is equals to lambda. Now, what is given to you? HCF of ABC is 1. That is HCF of 0, 2 lambda, lambda is 1. That is HCF of 0, 2 lambda, lambda is equal to 1. It is possible only when lambda is equals to 1. Am I correct or not? When lambda is equals to 1, 0 to 1. What is the highest common factor? That is lambda is equals to 1. Highest common factor is 1 here. For lambda is equals to 1. When lambda is equals to 1, what is a value? 0. A is fixed 0. B is equal to 2. C is equals to 1. Once if you have ABC values, is it possible to find the a square plus b square plus c square or not? Very easy to you. So, what is my a square plus b square plus c square, my dears? 0 plus 4 plus 1, that is 5. Your value of a square plus b square plus c square is 5. Okay. Okay, next. See here, if the polar of points on the circle x square plus y square equal to a square, with respect to the circle x square plus y square equal to b square, touches the circle x square plus y square equal to c square. This is also given information to you. Then we have to prove that A, B, C are in geometric progression. This is the question. See how many circles are given to you? 3 circles. Listen very, very carefully, my dears. Polar of points on the first circle. You are going to draw the polars for what? Points. Those points lies on your first circle. With respect to what? Second circle, that is x square plus y square equal to b square. Now these polars are what? These are tangents to this another circle x square plus y square equal to c square. Then we have to show that A, B, C are in geometric progression. So consider the points on the circumference of first circle. Draw the polars of that points with respect to the second circle. Those are tangents to what? Third circle. So with respect to the second circle, the lines are polars. With respect to the third circle, the same lines are tangents. Dear students, you are students to me, as well as you are sons of your fathers. Am I correct or not? So you are playing dual role. That is, you are son with respect to your father, you are the student with respect to me. That is why, in the same manner, the line is polar with respect to that second circle, at the same time that is tangent to the third circle. These polars are defined for the points which are lies on your first circle. That is x square plus y square is equals to a square. Just draw the figure to get the more clarity. This is my first circle. This is the second circle. This is the third circle. Because these 3 circles are having same center at origin. Am I correct or not? Center of the each circle is origin. The radius are A, B, C. Suppose my sake of convenience A greater than B greater than C, like that. So this is the point. You can draw infinite number of points on the circumference of the first circle. That is say x square plus y square is equals to a square. This is x square plus y square is equals to b square. This is your x square plus y square is equals to c square. Now I am going to draw the polar of this point P with respect to this circle. Your point is outside of the circle. That is why your chord of contact becomes polar of that point P to the circle. How to draw the chord of contact? Draw the tangents through this point to the circle, like that. These are the points of contacts. Am I correct or not? So these are the points of contacts as shown in this figure. Now join these 2 points of contacts, you get polar. That is your chord of contact. So this is the polar of this point P with respect to the second circle. At that same time, this is a tangent to the third circle. This is polar with respect to the second circle. At the same time, this polar is tangent to what now? Third circle. Then we have to show that A, B, C are in geometric progression. Suppose this is my point Px1 comma y1, say. Let Px1 comma y1 be, let Px1 comma y1 be any point on what? X square plus y square is equal to a square. Implies immediately we have the condition x1 square plus y1 square equal to a square. Next, what you have to write? Polar of P x1 y1 with respect to the circle. What is polar of x1 y1? S1 equal to 0. The equation of polar of P x1 y1, the equation of polar of P x1 comma y1 with respect to x square plus y square equal to b square is what? X1, S1 equal to 0, y1 minus b square equal to 0. Now this is line x1 plus y1 minus b square is equal to 0. This is tangent to the third circle. We mean r equal to d. When you are saying some line is tangent to the circle, r is equals to d. It is tangent of x square plus y square equal to c square. It is tangent of x square plus y square is equal to c square, implies r is equals to d. What is the radius of this circle? C. What is the perpendicular distance? Perpendicular distance from center of the circle 0, 0 to that line, that is modulus of minus b square by root of x1 square plus y1 square. Am I correct or not? Perpendicular distance mod c by root of a square plus b square. A is x1, b is y1 here. Now, what is your x1 square plus y1 square, my dears? That is a square. Under root value is a. So modulus absorbs the negative value. So b square is equals to, this is your a into c, ac. b square is equals to ac. We mean a, b, c are in geometric progression. So it is very simple question for you. Take the point on the first circle, write the polar with respect to the second circle, apply the tangent condition for the third circle. So this is the line, this is the polar with respect to the circle, at the same time this is tangent to the third circle. So you have to apply the small logic here, we obtain immediately ABC are in geometric progression. Understand? So understand the diagram, you can easily write the solution. This is the corresponding diagram. See here, this is also very nice question. Find the locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from origin to any chord of circle S is equals to x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, which subtend right angle at origin. Which subtend right angle at the origin. This is the question. What you have to write? You have to find out the locus of foot of perpendiculars. Drawn from where to where? Drawn from origin to the chords of circle x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. Which type of chords? Those chords subtend an angle 90 degrees at that same point, that is origin. At the same point, origin. So, to explain this problem, I have to write the diagram. See here, this is the circle. This is one of my chord. And this is origin. Its coordinates are what now? Origin. Now, suppose my chord subtend an angle 90 degrees at this origin, that is joining of the points of intersection to my origin. This is the way, this is 90 degrees. You have to find out the locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from the origin to this chords. Origin to this chords, you have to find out. That is your point on the locus. This is my point on locus. Locus of foot of perpendiculars drawn from origin to the chords of circle. Those chords subtend an angle 90 degrees at that same point origin. This is the point P, say. It is one of the point on my locus. Okay, what is the angle here? 90 degrees, because we are drawing the foot of perpendicular drawn from origin to that line, that foot, you have the 90 degrees. Okay, this is the corresponding diagram. How to solve this one? Try to understand. Can I write this equation? Can I write the equation of chord AB? Suppose my chord is AB, one of the chord. You can draw infinite number of chords. You can verify infinite number of chords. Suppose this is my chord. Suppose this chord subtend an angle 90 degrees at my origin. You have to draw the foot of perpendicular drawn from that point to the circle. You collect all such type of foots, that is feet. You get some locus. That is you are going to find out here. Understand? Now, this is the foot. Suppose x1 comma y1 be the foot of perpendicular drawn from origin to the chord. Those chords subtend an angle 90 degrees at my origin. Okay, this is x1 comma y1 is any point on my locus. P x1 comma y1 is any point on locus. that is, it is foot of perpendicular from origin to chord AB, where AB subtend 90 degrees at origin, where AB subtend 90 degrees at origin. This is the story. Now, what is the slope of OP? O is origin, say. Slope of OP is what now? Simple. y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. That is y1 minus 0 by x1 minus 0, y1 by x1. These two lines are perpendicular. So, slope of AB is what now? Minus x1 by y1. Because m1, m2 is equals to minus 1. What is my equation of AB? Equation of AB is y minus y1 is equals to minus x1 by y1 into x minus x1. Implies y1 minus y1 square is equal to minus xx1 plus x1 square. Implies x1 square plus y1 square plus xx1 plus y1 or xx1 plus y1 is equals to x1 square, sorry, this is here, is equal to xx1 plus y1 is equal to x1 square plus y1 square, or xx1 plus y1 is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. This is the equation of AB. Why you are interested about the finding the equation of AB, my dears? Once if you know the line equation, already you know the curve equation. That is S is equal to 0 is here. This is the line L equal to 0. By joining their points of intersections to what? This. These are the lines. What is the angle here? 90 degrees. My dears, can I find the pair of lines OA and OB or not? You can easily finding the pair of lines by homogenizing the curve with respect to my line. This is the first year concept. To get the pair of lines joining to the origin to the point of intersection of some curve and line is obtained by homogenizing the curve with respect to line. We obtain the pair of lines OA and OB. So, what we have to do? We have to do the homogenizing the curve with respect to the line. We get the pair of lines OA and OB. After that, after getting the pair of lines, you have to apply the condition that coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is equals to 0. We get the required locus. That is the idea of that. Remember, this is equation is xx1 plus y1 is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. So, what is my chord equation? Xx1 plus y1 is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. By I am taking x1 square plus y1 square is equal to 1. This is my chord. Circle S is what? X square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. By homogenizing S equal to 0 with respect to 1, we get pair of lines. What are the pair of lines? OA comma OB, and angle AOB equal to 90 degrees. And angle AOB equal to 90 degrees. Now let us try to homogenizing the curve with respect to the line. What you have tried? Instead of x and y you have to multiply with 1, and instead of c you have tried 1 square. So I am writing here x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy into 1. Instead of 1, what you have tried? Xx1. Already you know this method very well. Xx1 plus y1 by x1 square plus y1 square plus c into the whole thing whole square. C into xx1 plus y1 by x1 square plus y1 square whole square is equal to 0. This is the equation. From that equation, you have to write coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square equal to 0, because the angle is here 90 degrees. This is the 90 degrees. Am I correct or not? The angle two lines are drawn from origin to the chord where they make an angle 90 degrees, then only you have to draw the foot of perpendicular drawn from origin to that one. Here coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square equal to 0. Here coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is equal to 0. Now let us find the coefficient of x square and coefficient of y square. To this one, okay. What is coefficient of x square? 1 plus, what is coefficient of x square here? 2gx1 by x1 square plus y1 square. Here is what? Plus cx1 square by x1 square plus y1 square whole square, because square is there. This is coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square, 1 plus 2f(y1) by x1 square plus y1 square plus cy1 square by x1 square plus y1 square whole square is equals to 0. So coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is equals to 0. Now what is 1 plus 1? 2 plus, this is the LCM, x1 square plus y1 square, that is 2gx1 plus 2f(y1) is there, 2gx1 plus 2f(y1) plus, my dears, the LCM is x1 square plus y1 square whole square. C may be common. C times of x1 square plus y1 square by x1 square plus y1 square whole square, that becomes C by x1 square plus y1 square, that is equals to 0. So take x1 square plus y1 square to the LCM. On simplifying, 2 times of x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2f(y1) plus c equal to 0. This is the condition on x1 comma y1. We have to write the locus of x1 y1 as locus of x1 y1 is what now? 2 times of x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. So you may divide it with 2 also. Your answer is like this: x square plus y square plus gx plus fy plus c by 2. You may write in this manner. This is the very important concept here. The locus is another circle with center at minus g by 2 comma minus f by 2. This is the way. You have some shortcut also, but you don't use in your subjective exams. But I will explain how to write the shortcut. This is the circle. We have to find out the required locus. This is your center of the circle. What is the center of circle? Minus g comma minus f. What is your given point? Point P is equal to 0 comma 0. Now you write the circle whose ends of the diameter as c comma p. What is that? X square plus y square minus sum of x coefficient into x, that is plus gx plus fy plus dot product becomes 0. This is the circle whose extremities are c comma p plus s11 by 2. You have to write s11 by 2 equal to 0. s11 is for given point 0 0. When you substitute 0 0 here itself, you get c by 2. That is c by 2 plus, what is here? X square plus y square plus gx plus fy is equals to 0. This is the shortcut method. So consider the center of the circle and take the given point. You have to write the equation of circle CP as diameter plus S11 by 2 is equal to 0. Use your required locus. But in your subjective problems, don't write in this manner. You have to prove the above method. Okay. This is the corresponding diagram to this problem. Do you understand or not? Okay. See here, locus of poles of tangents to the circle x square plus y square is equal to a square. With respect to the circle, x plus a whole square plus y square is equals to 2a square. Very nice question to you. Locus of poles of tangent to the circle. We are going to find out the locus of poles of tangents to the circle with respect to the circle. Students may confuse what is it mean, what it means, how it is getting like that. So many students may be confused by reading the question itself. Try to understand the question. We are going to collect all poles. Poles are defined for what? Lines. Poles are defined for lines with respect to circle. So, with respect to the circle is here. So, we are going to collect the poles of lines with respect to the circle. These lines are what? These are tangents to my circle x square plus y square equal to a square. That is the meaning. Poles. Remember my dears, poles are always defined for lines, that is polars with respect to circle. So, let Px1 comma y1 be the pole of, pole is defined for what? Line. That line is tangent to the circle, but your polar is written with respect to the circle x plus a whole square plus y square is equals to 2a square. So, take some point, write the polar with respect, read the question, with respect, for with respect circle you are writing the polar equation, that is S1 equal to 0. That polar is what now? Tangent to this circle. So, your line behave two actions here. That line is tangent to this circle and the same line is polar to this circle. You are son to your father and you are student to me. You have dual role with respect to me and your father. Then in the same manner, your polar makes double action, that is polar with respect to this circle and tangent to the circle. The same polar is tangent to the circle. Such type of points you have to collect. Such type of points you have to collect. That collection is you are going to find out here in this problem. So, to understand more, let us try to draw the figure here. This is the circle, x square plus y square is equals to a square. Now, what is the center of the circle? 0, 0. This is my center of the circle and radius of the circle is a units. So, this is minus a comma 0, this is your a comma 0. This is a comma 0. Now, the center of the second circle is what now? Minus a comma 0. So, your center minus a comma 0 lies on the first circle. This is the point minus a comma 0. This is the center of the circle which lies on the first circle x square plus y square equals 0. To sake of my convenience, we are just observing the given two circles. This is the second circle because this is a large circle than that x square plus y square equal to a square because its radius is root 2a units. Its radius is root 2a. Its radius is a units. That's why just write the large circle than my first circle. The center of the circle is one extremity of the diameter of the circle, that is minus a comma 0 as shown in this figure. Okay. Just listen to me. Within 5 minutes we can close this problem. Listen very, very carefully, my dear students. See here. This is the point. This is my point which lies on the locus. So, we have to draw the polar of this point P with respect to this circle that becomes tangent to my circle x square plus y square is equals to a square. How it is possible? These are the tangents drawn from P to the circle. Dear students, to write the polar of some point with respect to circle, if you take that point as outside of circle, immediately your polar becomes what now? Chord of contact. Am I correct or not? This is the point P, x1 comma y1 is any point on my locus. There, its polar is nothing but chord of contact. This is the chord of contact of my point with respect to this circle. At that same time, your polar becomes what? Tangent to this circle. This is what? X square plus y square is equals to a square. This is what? Second circle. X square plus x plus a whole square plus y square equal to 2a square. So, you have to collect all such type of points, you get some locus, that is you are going to find out here. So, polar of point P with respect to this second circle is tangent to the first circle. That is the idea. Once if you know that thought, you can immediately write that one. So, to write S1 equal to 0, before writing S1 equal to 0, I have to write this equation in the some standard form. That is x square plus y square plus 2ax minus a square equal to 0. Suppose P x1 comma y1 be pole of tangent of the circle with respect to the circle. You have to write P x1 comma y1 is pole of tangent to the circle with respect to the circle. You have to write in this manner. So what is polar of P? Polar of P is what? S1 equal to 0. What is that S1? Xx1 plus yy1 plus a times of x plus x1 minus a square equal to 0. Implies x1 plus a times of x plus y1y minus ax1. x1 plus a into x already is here. x1 plus a into x plus yy1 plus ax1. ax1 is already, see here, xx1 and ax, x1 plus a into x plus yy1 is here, plus ax1 minus a square. This is entire constant. This is my polar equation. This polar is what now? Tangent to my circle x square plus y square is equals to a square. It is tangent of x square plus y square equal to a square. We mean r equal to d. Radius of circle is equal to perpendicular distance from center to the line. What is the radius of circle? A is equals to, we have to draw the perpendicular distance from center to the line. This is the condition. What is center of the circle? Origin. Perpendicular distance from origin to this tangent, because this polar is tangent to my circle. So c by root of a square plus b square. A into x1 minus a by root of x1 plus a whole square plus y1 square. A gets cancelled. Just cross multiplying and squaring, what you get? x1 plus a whole square plus y1 square is equals to x1 minus a whole square. Take that one into the left side. Y1 square plus 4a x1 is equal to 0. A plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square becomes 4ab. So locus of x1 y1 is what now? Locus of x1 comma y1 is y square plus 4ax equal to 0. In this manner we can crack this problem. So understand that one. Your polar of point with respect to this circle is tangent to that circle. You have to collect all such type of poles. You get some locus, that is y square plus 4ax is equals to 0. Okay.